Hi, I'm Lauren from LSP Actions. Welcome to the first tutorial for the LSP Portrait Vogue Finesse Photoshop Action Suite. These actions are only for Photoshop Creative Cloud. You will get some error messages if you use these in Elements, Photoshop CS5, CS6 or old versions of Creative Cloud because they make use of all the new amazing advanced features Photoshop has to offer. If you don't yet have Photoshop Creative Cloud, you can download a free trial from the Adobe Creative Cloud website. It's just a monthly payment or you can annually subscribe. Really 100% worth it because you get all the new incredibly advanced retouching options from Photoshop. So let's dive in and get started. After downloading from the LSP Actions website, you need to go ahead and open up Photoshop. The easiest way to get your actions in once Photoshop is open, you download the ATN files. It's just a little file. You double click this and it will appear in Photoshop. If your actions panel doesn't pop up, you can come up to Window and you can hit Actions, and this will make your actions show. Depending on how you've got your workspace set up, your actions may appear like this, free floating. They might appear above here, up here somewhere. They might appear over here on your left panel. I like to have the actions so you can grab where it says actions and drag and drop right here next to my layers. So they're all together so I can hop easily between. Because with these actions, many of them are either instant hit, they affect your whole image on a separate layer that you can then slide the opacity, or they're brush on and brush off. So having the actions right next to your layers panel means this is super easy to do. If you can't see your layers panel, come up to Window and hit Layers. Your actions may appear in coloured mode or they may appear in grey mode. What I like to do is drag the actions to the new actions when they're added in. By the way, they come into the bottom of your action panel. You can minimise the little folder. If you're on coloured mode like this, just simply come up to the little burger menu and hit button mode to come off onto grey mode. Drag the folder and you can slide this up. You see I've got a lot of actions loaded in, of course. Drag it up right to the top of your action panel and then it's always right there when you need it. It's entirely up to you. The action panel is it's your editing panel. You can have it how you want. If you want to use it in grey mode, so for example, we're going to go through this section in a minute, but we'll just show you for an example. Instant white balance hit. If you've got it in grey mode, you need to select the action. All the LSP actions at work have got play buttons next to them, but this is an icon. So what you need to do is select this and come down to the play button at the bottom of your action panel and hit play. And that's just playing out now, correcting the white balance. And now on the layers panel, I can slide the opacity to the intensity that I want. You can turn an action on or off by hitting the eye icon, play with the opacity. You can brush on or off on the mask, a bit like a lottery scratch card, and you can see your background image is still the same. These appear above your background, gives you total control. I prefer to edit in one-click coloured button mode, and I've coloured coded the actions for you. Come up to button mode, you come up to the burger menu, hit button mode, and you'll see all these actions are in colour. Now this looks like an absolute mess, so I like to drag the side panel. You get this little double-headed arrow appear. Simply drag it in until it snaps into a nice neat column. And here are your actions. This is how I prefer to use them. I'm just going to drag this layer down to the trash. We don't need it right now. So again, now it can just hit instant white balance, for example, any of the actions. And what this is going to do is going to play without you having to click and hit the play button. It makes editing smoother. And just like that, we can turn on or off. So whichever way you prefer to edit the actions will work the same.